Yo, yo, yo. New intro alert. New intro alert. I'm going to start it right now. Still reading, but we got it down, I think.
Still reading.
Hello, world. It's your man, Jeff A. Smith, jumping off once again on Jumpoff Live, and welcome to episode 8. As always, you can tune in live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time on our Jumpoff Live YouTube channel. There, you'll also find our past episodes, original ads, and the Anything But interview series. Be sure to like and subscribe, of course. You can also catch us on the Barn Burner Network and Zingo TV channel 250 by downloading those apps, which are available on the iOS and Google Play stores. If you're on the go, you can listen to us on Spotify and Google Podcasts. Shout out to the fans as always in the chat, and please be sure to keep your comments clean so we can post some of them on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I can't do that. All right.
I'm joined. I like it.
Yeah, I added that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm joined here by the rest of Team Jumpoff. First and foremost, we have that dude named Dave. What's popping, that dude?
I'm good, man.
I need to take a breath.
Yeah, that was a mouthful you said there. I'm doing good.
Yeah, it was. It's going to get better and better each week, but had to get all the particulars out the way.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Hey, no complaints on me here. Another week here. I'm glad we on another episode. It's been busy for us grinding here, but I wouldn't want to be anywhere else but with you guys here. Denzel tier coming down.
Oh,
the glory tier.
Keep it emotional. Keep it
emotional. I love my black brothers. DSI.
That's what's up. Second, we have JD. What's popping with you, man?
Hey, man, I'm feeling good. You know, feeling a little outside of the group at the moment, but you know, I guess that's how it is sometimes.
Why is that?
Oh, that's a nice cup you got there, Jeff. You too, John.
Talking about this old thing, this old.
Man.
Hey, Dave, that's a nice cup you got there, bro.
This Jumpoff mug you talking about right here, man?
Yep. Man, I'll take a sip out of Mickey real quick.
Oh, what's this on? What's this on the cup here? Oh, what's that? What's that, JD?
Yeah, that's. And if I ever forget my name, dipsy do.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Shout out to my wife Lily for making these personalized Jumpoff mugs.
So is that who I need to blame?
No. I'm gonna break it down real fast. You know what I'm saying? We still in the intro. I was able to deliver these in person to that dude named Dave and Johnny Dangerous because they live in close proximity to me. JD lives in Illinois.
Iowa.
So Illinois. Yeah. So I mailed his. It's due by 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So if I leave off the show just to go get my mug, you know, it's all good. It's all good.
See, what had happened was
exactly.
Jeff delivered all these beautiful cups that Lil made. Thanks again, Lil, to us personally because we live in residential neighborhoods.
Residential?
You got to travel through some cornfields. You got to talk to Malachi.
Whoa. You know, he the gatekeeper.
Right. He the gatekeeper, man. You know, you got to pass a couple of scarecrows. You got to talk to some crows. You got to give 2 coins to the ferry to the barn burner that JD stays at.
Don't forget you got to rub the coins together too, man.
You know what I forgot?
With your toes.
Otherwise, you got to start all over again.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You got to go back home and then come back.
All right. So beyond that, I'm assuming you're doing good, JD. We got to keep it moving. All right.
It shows where I rank on the friends list here. Okay.
Last but not least, we have Johnny Dangerous sipping and tipping. What's good, Johnny?
Look here, y'all. I'm sitting here drinking some of this exceptional brew. You know, it really doesn't matter what you put into this cup. This cup is so bad. It's so bad that you could put water in here and it tastes like wine. You know, so I mean, it's just that bad. So, man, I'm chilling. I feel good, man, to be back. Continuing to build in a rapport with my brothers here.
Yes.
I see you. You want to sip, JD? Sit here chilling with my brothers, man. It's gonna be a great show tonight. Thank all the fans, all our continuous listeners on here tonight. We got some military service members that are watching the show tonight. to my soldiers, man. It's gonna be popping, man. So we glad to be here, y'all.
Definitely. Shout out to the chat. JR is already asking where can he get his mug. Stay tuned. We're working on that. We're working on the merch. We're working on the merch. So
if JR get his before I do,
hey, that remains to be seen, man. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
It remains to be seen. You didn't even assure me that I was gonna get mine on time. Okay.
I hope you got the same type of mug too. This jump off gonna have one F.
What up?
Oh man, hilarious! All right, so we go dive right in tonight, man. I'm gonna switch to a little bit more of a serious note. This is something we've been seeing in the news in the last recent weeks, and we wanted to address tonight. So, ABC News reported this. So the Army has announced that 14 senior leaders and enlisted personnel at Fort Hood have been fired or suspended following an independent panel's review of the command, climate, and culture at the base, launched in the wake of the disappearance and killing of SPC Vanessa Guillen. The panel found that the Army's Sexual Harassment Prevention Office at the post and Army-wide was structurally flawed and needed to be addressed. The Texas installation leads the Army in the number of violent crimes and cases of sexual assault and sexual harassment cases. Quote, I have determined that the issues at Fort Hood are directly related to leadership failures. Leaders drive culture and are responsible for everything a unit does or does not happen to do, Army Secretary Ryan McCarthy said at a Pentagon news conference. One of the panel's 9 findings was that the Army's Sexual Harassment, Assault Response and Prevention Program, also known as SHARP at Fort Hood, was structurally flawed, and said it was ineffective to the extent that there was a permissive environment for sexual assault and sexual harassment. Pardon me. The result was a pervasive lack of confidence in the SHARP program and an unacceptable lack of knowledge of core SHARP components regarding reporting and certain victim services, said the report. Finally, the panel found that a lack of training, resources, and staffing at the office at Fort Hood led to significant underreporting of sexual harassment, sexual assault, and also other crimes at the installation. So I've been seeing in the news, I'm sure like a lot of folks have over the last couple of years, so many different incidences going on at Fort Hood. The most recent one being the savage crime that happened to Vanessa Guillen, and that one really it hit me hard, man. And I want to really bring the story to light for the fact that first and foremost, it's a devastating story. It's very sad. I'm happy that it looks to be some folks things are hitting the fan and folks are starting to be reprimanded for what's going on at Fort Hood. But I want to take a deeper dive into it because when I read stories like this, and I've seen specifically at Fort Hood over the last several years, it reminds me of it's analogous to, in my opinion, the blue wall of silence that happens that's known as it relates to law enforcement. And we're fortunate to have a veteran on the show, Johnny Dangerous, who, first person I thought of, I was like, man, this is something that he can probably get a little bit more information on than just the normal reader like myself out there. So first and foremost, this story has been, near and dear because it really hit me hard, and I'm hoping that justice is served. But I want to kind of dig beneath the layers and see if there's anything else to this than what we're just reading on the internet. So I know Johnny Dangerous, you had did some investigative reporting for us.
I did,
and what were your findings there?
Well, first of all, I want to commend you all for the thought process behind seeing this story and wanting it to bring it to light to discuss it on our platform. And I think it's huge. I think it's something that needs to be discussed a lot more on every platform. And so for one, with those officers being disciplined and being relieved of command, unfortunately, it's a day late and $1 short of what should have been done some time ago. Because, when we're talking about Fort Hood specifically, there's a lot that occurs there at Fort Hood that does not get talked about. And so it's just unfortunate that something this big had to happen to a young lady who was beautiful inside and out, from what I've gathered, that had so much potential. but yet she'd never be able to reach that potential due to what has occurred. And so Vanessa Guillen, say her name. She's someone that now I see as an icon because we know who she is and we know a little bit about her story, but unfortunately she'll never be able to tell it in full, which the world needs to hear that. I want to salute all of our listeners for one, but particularly the soldiers that are viewing tonight. Actually had the opportunity to speak with several different soldiers, those that are active duty and those that are veterans, and they were able to give me some insight. And so I think that was, I want to commend them and applaud them for sharing just some information based upon what we are talking about tonight. And so, yes, sir. What I wanted to do was start off by giving some statistics that were given to me by one of the soldiers. These are facts on United States military sexual violence. This is across the entire military. These facts are based on a study or research that was done in 2018. Sexual violence remains pervasive. 14,900 members, 8,600 women, and 6,300 men were sexually assaulted in 2016. Rates of penetrative assault were unchanged from 2014. So there's a history. Most victims were sexually assaulted more than once, resulting in over 41,000 assaults in 2016 alone. Over 1 in 4 women and 1 in 3 men were assaulted by someone in their chain of command. Vast majority of cases go unreported. 81% of victims did not report the crime in 2016. Retaliation is the norm. 58% of women and 60% of men who reported a sexual assault face retaliation. 77% of retaliation reports alleged that they were reported and it related to people that were in their chain of command. A third of victims are discharged after reporting, typically within 7 months of making a report. So if you made a report, a third of those people who made a report within 7 months were discharged from the military. That's huge. Victims receive harsher discharges, with 24% separated under less than fully honorable conditions, compared to 15% of all service members. Low trust and satisfaction in system. 1 in 10 victims dropped out of the justice process, a rate unchanged since 2013. Over 1 in 4 victims who did not report feared retaliation from their command or co-workers. Nearly 1 in 3 victims who did not report feared the process would be unfair or nothing would be done. 1 in 3 women and over half of men were dissatisfied with their treatment by their chain of command. Sexual assault is more common in a military context. In 2014, rates were 50% higher among active duty women and over 100% higher among men than in the reserves. Conviction and prosecution rates. Prosecution and conviction rates fell dramatically from prior years. In 2016, of cases where the military could take action, only 13%, or 389 people, were prosecuted, and just 4%, 124 people, of offenders were convicted of a sex offense. High demand for VA care. 1,307,781 outpatient visits took place at the VA for military sexual trauma, MST, related care in 2015. Approximately 30% of female and 4% of male military personnel and veterans have experienced MST. 40% of women, homeless veterans, have faced MST. 40%. Veterans with an MST history are over twice as likely to experience homelessness. Sexual harassment is alarmingly high. 129,000 service members, 1 in 4 women, and 1 in 15 men face severe and persistent sexual harassment or gender discrimination back in 2016. The majority of victims were harassed by someone in their chain of command. Good order and discipline at risk. Service members who are sexually harassed are at significantly greater risk of sexual assault. 1 in 4 survivors of either sexual assault or sexual harassment or discrimination took steps to leave the military as a result. I don't know about you guys, but those statistics, those numbers are very easy to understand, but they are extremely alarming. Yeah. This is a pandemic, if you will, that's been going on for years. And these This has come from 2018 and back studies. We don't even know what the numbers now are in 2020. And so, guys, bear with me here. I definitely wanted to give those statistics, but more importantly, I wanted to give the stories that I was able to receive from several Army veterans who were actually either stationed at Fort Hood during their military career or had been there and know people. Okay. These are all people that are have served as veterans or in the Army. And so this comes specifically from a soldier that more than cares. These are his words. The Army has a program called the Sexual Harassment, Assault Response, and Preventive Program, otherwise known as SHARP. The program is first introduced to soldiers upon their entry to basic training, which is boot camp. I asked my 20-year-old nephew, who has been in the Army for 2 years, about what he knew about the SHARP program, and he said very little. When leaders take command, they are introduced to various policy guidelines and regulations. Specifically, Army leaders are introduced to the Army Command Policy, a 224-page guide which prescribes the policies and responsibilities of command, which include but not limited to the Army Sexual Harassment, Assault, and Response Program, which is called the SHARP. In this 224-page guide, the SHARP acronym is mentioned 543 times, along with occupying 29 pages, specifically covering the responsibility of everyone within the organization. Bottom line, the prevention is the responsibility of everyone. As a former training facilitator, I work closely with recruiters and boot camp training facilities to include their drill sergeants. From the time a young high school graduate walks into a recruiter's office as a prospect to make a life-changing decision, through the time they graduate boot camp at these soldiers' most vulnerable times. They have completely trusted everyone who is guiding them through the process with their lives. As a result, the predators involved in this process know that they are capable of getting away with it. Regardless of what the Army Command Regulation states, Army personnel, and I quote, would treat each prospect, applicant, recruit, and trainee with dignity and respect as they pursue their aspiration of serving in the military. Fort Benning recently suspended several drill sergeants for their sexual misconduct with trainees. Please look it up. After following the specialist, say her name, Specialist Vanessa Guillen, story is absolutely made me sick to my stomach. I knew in my heart that someone knew that something wasn't right from the beginning, but chose not to intervene. The soldier, new to the Army, trusted her leaders and those around her to have her safety and well-being in their best interests. Her family trusted the entire Army to protect their loved one from all harm and evil. Little did they know that evil wore the same uniform as their loved one. Cases such as these are far too common for the Army or any military service to still try to get a handle on. Soldiers are worried about deploying overseas to potentially face our nation's enemies. The last thing anyone is worried about is their own commander or senior leader taking advantage of them for their own personal gain. The support of this program starts at the top. If senior leaders are not implementing and supporting the program, neither will their subordinates. I believe the time it takes to investigate sensitive cases such as sexual assault is far too long. Typically, when a case is received, an Army officer is appointed as the investigating officer. The assignment usually is an additional duty which does not serve as their priority. Therefore, although the SHARP program is in place for Army leaders and service members to implement and adhere to, I honestly don't believe that the program is taken as serious as it should. Hence, the 20-year-old soldier who doesn't know much about the program when I know that it is a mandatory for him to receive the training annually. If it was not serious, then why would the Army mention SHARP 543 times in the Army Command Regulation? Why is it so difficult to create a climate where the service members of that command can feel safe, respected, and treated with dignity? Regardless of what anyone thinks, says, or feels, it's wrong, disgusting, and it absolutely dishonors the uniform I've worn for 21 years. Sincerely, a soldier that more than cares. Wow, I take my hat off and I salute this gentleman that shared his story, his belief, his opinion. It's more than an opinion. He stated so many facts. it's very appalling, the things that occur in the military. It's not just the Army. It's not just at Fort Hood. But Vanessa Guillen, say her name, was a victim. And she was so young, man, for something like this to happen to her. And we know that it was a process that occurred. And she spoke up on it, and it wasn't taken seriously. And ultimately, it cost her her life. And not only that, I believe the soldier that took her life, Robinson, if I'm not mistaken, he took his life.
Yeah.
He beat her with the hammer.
Yeah.
Remembered her, beat her with the hammer, man. And so very shocking information. Again, I thank that gentleman for sharing his story. And I also want to say something else. There's a veteran female, Sergeant B. Wright, 5 years, 3 CRRSS, so MOS. She's a veteran. She says the predatory behavior at Fort Hood goes unpunished when it comes to higher ups. It's literally disgusting when someone filed a complaint. All that happens is that the predator is moved to a different unit. They keep rank in all positions and everything. It's basically swept under the rug. Fellas, I know I've said a lot in a short period of time, but I really want to get you guys' thoughts and opinions on these statistics and these stories that you've just heard.
If I could say something first, man, I also come from a family that has deep military roots, and hearing these stories and hearing stories like this are shocking to some degree, but also not, man. There's so many times where I feel like people in power abuse that power, whether that is and with police, whether that is in the educational system, whether that is on the regular work front. I feel like people who are in power more oftentimes than not abuse that power. But on top of that, there is such a institutionalized allowance of this violence to occur. I think that's the more shocking and more disturbing part, is that these things happen, they continue to happen, and people don't do anything about it. The people who can do something about it don't do anything about it. Even if you go to gays and lesbians in the military with don't ask, don't tell. There's so many things that are sort of just swept under the rug. And I think that the more that people like us, regular people, can shine a light on these things, the better. And we can reach out and touch people who may not know about this story. I know that I knew about it when it first occurred, but seeing the new details and stuff that have come out recently about it, and the other countless situations that have happened at Fort Hood, and I mean, it's not just Fort Hood, it's all over the country. But yeah, I'm just glad that we can shine a light on it. And also, I just want to thank you, Johnny Dangerous, for reaching out and doing some, legitimate investigative reporting on this, and going out to some sources that you had and speaking with them, and letting their voice be heard on our show. If we can't provide a solution to problems, we definitely want to be able to provide a dialogue and a place for peaceful conversation about these types of things. So I'm just glad that we were able to do that. And absolutely, you know what? Honestly, I don't really have a solution for this one. I really don't. I hope, a lot of times I hope that the goodness in people, continues to shine through. But there are some evil people out there, and people who, are just there to take advantage of people who may be weaker than them, whether that's physically, mentally, or just the thought of them being weaker than them, and being able to take advantage of the situation. So, my heart, my thoughts, my prayers, and that's so everybody says that now, but seriously, like, you can say it, but I actually mean it. But my thoughts and prayers go out to the Guillen family, and I hope that there's going to be justice for Vanessa at some point in time, through change, justice through change.
Absolutely. Well said, JD. You say these incidents do get swept under a rug. Unfortunately, the lump and garbage under that rug is so big that it's obvious, but people still trip over it.
Yeah, it's an elephant in the room at this point.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, gentlemen, your thoughts? That dude?
Man, I don't know what I can actually add to what you gentlemen had brought to this forefront here. I mean, like JD said, you say your thoughts and prayers are to the families. It's horrendous. It's just putting the thought process of the way that Vanessa suffered at the end when you hear the reports of when they found her body and just the autopsy and things of that nature. So just from a humanity standpoint, it's just horrible. I've seen the sister doing several press conferences, and that type of pain that the family's going through right now. I mean, it's you can't even fathom what they're going through right now. And for this to happen within the Army family like that, the brethren, everything that you brought up, John. So I don't know what I can add to this, but listen, my heart is pouring in the fact that something's got to change. I don't know when it's going to change. I don't know how it's going to change. It comes from the top because, like you said, it's the leadership top down. So once new leadership comes in, if that is going to happen at Fort Hood, I hope for the best, but we're just going to have to wait and see, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, and same with me. I mean, I read this story. My biggest goal tonight was just to continue to put the story out there, inform our listeners. It goes without saying how devastating and sad this is, and we can only elaborate on that so much. But I just want I want to continue to remind people that this is going on. And I think that constant reminder and that constant dialogue and keeping things in people's faces will hopefully, affect change at some point. So I'm happy that we were able to do that tonight. And kudos, John, to what you did, and the folks who are, brave enough to give their feedback. That's a powerful thing, and I hope that more stories like this continue to come to light, and folks are reprimanded the way they should be.
Absolutely. Jeff, thank you for bringing the story to the forefront and putting it under the jump off light.
Yeah.
I believe, like JD and that dude alluded to, that we need to continue to speak on these matters. The only way that people know about them is if we speak up, folks. And so for any of you that are victims or no victims of these type of situations, encourage these soldiers, these men and women, that there are many of us out here that care. And we give you both of ours. It's hard to speak up for yourself, especially when you have a chain of command that, you face retaliation by them by speaking up. But there are other avenues and approaches to this thing. There's a 1-800-VA hotline that you can call to talk to a VA representative 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even on holidays and weekends, to where you can talk to these individuals about what's going on, and they will ring the alarm for you. There's also a hotline called the White House hotline that you can use that's 24 hours a day as well, and that you can call and talk to someone that really cares, that will hear your story and that will do something about it, even if you wanted to remain anonymous. And so the time is now. We're going from 2020 to 2021. 2021, I spoke as being a year of new beginnings. And so this is a time for you to have a new beginning, not forgetting the past, but being able to look forward and knowing that there's a brighter future for you. And so the Jump Off Live cares. As you see, we use our platform and we use it positively. Jeff, thank you for bringing the story to the forefront. And thank you all for giving me the opportunity to speak on behalf of my fellow veterans and soldiers alike. And so with that, Jeff.
Yeah, most definitely. Well said. Well said. We'll put a button on that, and I hope that we get further developments, further positive developments out of this horrific story of justice being served. So,
Vanessa Guillen, say her name.
Yes, Vanessa Guillen, say her name. All right. So we're gonna pivot, like we always do. We have to pivot. So we're gonna go into our sponsor for the week. I'm low.
we got a new one.
I know. For those of you all who have been following the show in weeks on hand, for some strange reason, the fellas don't always or ever clue me in or key me in on who the sponsors are. I get paid. The checks are getting cut from these sponsors, but
is money green, Jeff?
I don't have a final say. And like I said,
money green, Jeff.
All money ain't good money. I keep taking
money
the money.
Green, Jeff.
Yes,
get your pockets lined up right now.
All money may not be good, but guess what? It all pays bills the same way. Baby.
Oh my goodness!
Pay for that new blue background you got there too.
That new background. I see that new hand T-shirt you got on.
Hey fellas,
what I got on?
New Hanes t-shirt. And matter of fact, real quick before we play the sponsor clip, hey, if there are any sponsors out there, Nike, Amazon, whatever your company is, if you guys want to be featured on our show and be a sponsor, Jump Off. We're all about the equal opportunity. And so just reach out to us using any of our handles. And, we'll get you a spot on the show because you need to be heard. Jump Off is doing big things. And so whatever company you are, if you're doing the right thing, we want to make sure that you get showcased on our show. And so, Jeff, I'm sorry about that. I just had to share that with all these headhunters, Amazon, Nike,
Yeah. I'm ready for I'm ready for those of that stature. But in the meantime, we'll go ahead and
This is right there with them.
Hey, before we get started though, Jeff had a pork chop sandwich from the money we made on Sunday when he came by the house.
He did.
Yes, he did. For him talking vegan the other week, he had the fried crumbs on his beard. So everybody know that.
Don't be lying on my diet, man. I'm a vegetarian. I did not have no pork chop sandwich.
Hey, the swine called him on Sunday when he brought this fine little mug over. Just want to let everybody know that.
Yes, indeed.
No pork chop sandwiches here, man. Maybe a faux chop.
Yeah. Hey, JD,
I hope y'all break y'all mugs.
JD, you thirsty? I'm thirsty. You thirsty?
No, I'm actually not thirsty. I got a cup. I don't need your mug.
JD.
I'm gonna take a sip for you.
Play the sponsor, man.
I sent yours via snail mail, JD.
Yeah.
All right, kick that sponsor. Kick that sponsor, that dude.
JD. Dr. Fauci, you are wrong. You are wrong. This vaccine, you are wrong. That was a nice clip, that dude, but this is not the spot.
I'm sorry. My bad.
That's all right. We're gonna get back to that dude.
He just spoiler alert.
Spoiler. Sorry.
Quarantine Superstore. Our shelves stay stocked with all the things you don't need. We've got everything everyone else doesn't have, from DVD rewinders, underarm do-rags to relax and lay down that kinky armpit hair, burger buns, all top buns and no bottoms to double down on that soft bite cushion, pickle juice, ooh-wee, sweet and tangy. Donald Trump's UV ray disinfecting bleach water that heats up and attacks the virus inside the body. We sell pre-scrambled eggs. All you have to do is heat it up and eat it up. Good. Pink shrink to make your manhood get little when you know you shouldn't do it. Match lighters for those times you are having a hard time lighting that match to start a fire. Ice slicers. Condoms, the type of protection you apply for the things you can do. We keep it stocked, folks. Wolf wine and honey badger brew. Vulture jerky, the kind that's extra dry and will get you kinda high. Dead batteries, we've got all sizes. You can use them as paperweights and watch them roll away. Clear curtains so you can see out while people are looking in. And introducing human cheese, also known as Hugh cheese, made from real breast milk. Quarantine Superstore, sponsored by $1 billion in CARES Act Right funds. Thanks, Uncle Sam. Hurry while supplies last, and they will, because not too many people buy these things. We litty. Jump off.
Hey man, I can't even front. That was fire. That was fire. That was fire. I can't even front, man. I can't even front. You know what? I want to be mad. This is a real reaction too. I want to be mad. That was fire, man.
Hey man, JD put that fire to that thing, man. Hey, anytime we get these sponsors in and they reach out to us, they say, hey, we want in.
Yeah.
We want to up off you guys. JD helps each and every one of them add fire to their wooden log, their little hard, cold wooden log. He puts heat on that thing.
DSI. But go ahead.
Go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, and I mean, my thing is they send me the pictures. Like all I do is post like the human cheese. That was actual human cheese footage.
Yeah. We're the only mammal that drinks milk from other mammals, so it makes sense for us we need to promote human cheese because that would be more realistic.
Yep.
Hey, it wasn't my fault that the human cheese head looked like Steve Jobs. It wasn't my fault.
Oh my goodness.
Snap. I didn't even notice that.
And I mean, I just want to know, did they mold it before he was dead or after?
Ooh.
Hey, John, real quick. What was the guy's name who you procured for this?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked about that. Actually, he sent me a message. The gentleman's name is Quarantine Corey. And
that's with a Q, right?
Yeah. No,
both of them Q's. Quarantine Corey.
Q-U-R-Y.
Quarry. Don't be confused with a quarry. Quarry.
yeah, but it's pronounced Corey. He actually sent me a message in appreciation for us allowing him to use this as a platform. So
okay.
Corey, and I just simply want to thank the Jumpoff, man, for sponsoring and having our commercial on your show, on your network. You know, during this quarantine, I stayed in the whole time, and I developed the idea to simply create, things that I would do on a day-to-day basis. And this company put me up, Quarantine Superstore, to do an ad for them. Now, this is how I really sound, but they paid me that bag to do Quarantine Superstore. So I'm really, thankful. And so Jumpoff, man, bless y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. I'm a huge fan. Continue to, post our stuff so I can keep getting this bag while I'm staying home doing my thing. Quarantine Corey, check it out, y'all. Jumpoff!
That's what's up.
Jumpoff live for the people.
Yeah, it's something about that brother's voice I don't trust, though. I'm gonna be honest.
At least he explained why he changed it up, because he sounds different in person. But
yeah, that was a certain little twang he had that didn't rub me the right way. I ain't even go front.
Did you guys?
I ain't even go hold you.
Did you guys see the Jumpoff Live logo on the Shack? Like not the Shack. I mean the Quarantine Superstore.
Yes.
Yeah, they got
Shack store.
That was part of the payment. So.
Hey man, I was bought in, but homeboy little shiesty, I ain't gonna hold you. So,
look at that dude shaking his head.
You shouldn't have played that last clip. All right, never mind.
Woo!
I integrated actual video footage that Quarantine Corey recorded for me, as you could see. So that was pretty cool. And he had his open sign because they open.
Right.
It's only 7 minutes a day, but they open.
Matter of fact, I heard you could just go in there and purchase, like the Amazon store. You could just it yourself, because sometimes there ain't nobody even in there. But they ain't worried about you stealing nothing.
Yeah.
If you in there, you supposed to be in there.
I got you.
Yeah.
They probably operate on a barter system.
You can bring something and take something.
Or you can just take something and take something.
They ain't gonna lose either way. It's a win-win situation for everybody.
Oh my gosh, man. All right. Shout out to them, I guess.
Quarantine, y'all.
Dave, you good?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. All right. So we just proceed to the next story. We can just go ahead to the next story. Y'all had I was all in until I heard that dude's voice, man. I know a shady individual when I hear him. Hey, Johnny Dangerous.
Real fast though,
what you saying, bro?
If you feel that way, you're JD and John. We'll split it 3 ways now.
Hold on now, boss.
If you feel that way, we'll split it 3 instead of 4.
I'm not talking about nothing about money.
33, 33, 33.
This is principle. I'm not talking about money yet. We talk about that offline.
So you're gonna keep the money, but
I ain't saying all that. I'm just saying we talk about that offline.
Sounding just like a Republican.
Yeah.
Yeah, vegan.
I'm not vegan, I'm vegetarian.
See, that pork chop is coming out of him right now.
There's a difference.
Seeping out the pores, Jeff.
That's one. It's woof.
Oh my goodness. All right, what we got next, Johnny Dangerous? You on fire this episode.
Woo! Man. Oh man. So all right. So obviously everybody knows that Pfizer has been rolling out vaccination for COVID-19, right? Pfizer's been rolling that out. I just simply want to talk about the fact that this vaccination works.
Hey, JD, disclaimer. You know, we.
Whew, I'm sorry.
What's up, man?
I got the giggles.
You feeling over there, man? You had wolf wine in your body, didn't you? Wolf wine in your body.
Oh my
Unarmed
goodness.
do-rags. Go ahead, John.
Oh yeah, man. So let's before we talk about the side effects of this new vaccination, which everybody believes is going to change the world. That dude, run that clip again.
Sure thing.
Dr. Fauci,
You are wrong! You are wrong!
this vaccine.
You are wrong!
Yeah.
Context make a difference, don't it?
Yeah, it really does.
Hey,
How we can.
JD just he put sauce on everything. You know what I'm saying? You know how like when it comes to food, you know, like some people eat chicken dry. I gotta put sauce on everything. JD
Oh, yeah.
that sauce on everything. And so thank you, JD, for that strong illustration. Anybody who watched 300 knows exactly who that was and what scene that was. And so Dr.
So
Fauci,
did he take the is it, why he look like that?
hey, he was the first, you know, they talk about how
Patient zero?
Patient zero.
Oh wow.
Negative 100, negative 300, if you will.
That's COVID zero.
And then he injected it into every one of the bubbles on his back.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. I'm serious now. I'm serious.
We all know that Dr. Fauci, before the vaccination rolled out, he was talking about, you know, the vaccination and its creation and what it would do as far as curing or stopping or fighting or battling this COVID-19. But unfortunately, folks, there's been some adverse side effects behind this vaccination. I'm just going to read off a few of the regular side effects that comes with these vaccinations.
Regular, emphasis on regular. Okay.
Regular ones, right?
Okay.
Some of the regular side effects are injection site pain, tiredness, headaches, muscle pain, chills, joint pain, fever, injection site swelling and redness, nausea, feeling unwell, swollen lymph nodes. Now, let us discuss some of the irregular side effects to the injection. Okay, rashes, not just a little spot on your body, but all over your body. And if you've had rashes before, then maybe you're okay with that, but I'm not. Shortness of breath, can't breathe. If I'm not mistaken, that was one of the effects.
Yeah. Full circle.
Make it right, people. Okay?
But 3 lefts do.
3 lefts do, my man. Blood pressure dropping, right? That could lead to death, right? People with allergies to food, medicine, or vaccines, severe allergic reactions.
Count me out.
Leading
Me too. And JD.
death. That's the most extreme side effect. There was actually a couple of people, RIP, God bless these folks that took the vaccination that are no longer with us. And so with that being said, we already talked about it before, fellas. Would you or would you not take the vaccination? We all gave our answers. But based upon these few, I forgot one. They have this, this adverse side effect called Bell's disease. Bell's disease is the numbing and drooping of one side of your face, left or right. You pick a side, folks. It almost looks like you've had a stroke, if you will, after taking this vaccination. So I ask you all, our listeners, please comment in. Barn Burner, Zingo, would you take this vaccination based upon these regular side effects and these extreme side effects you just heard about? Fellas.
I'll go first. I mean, I know there's folks out there who are huge advocates of the vaccine. So, you know, and you know, much respect to that, especially folks who dealt with COVID, because I've read stories of folks saying they rather take this vaccine and take the risk of the repercussions of the vaccine than dealing with getting COVID because of what they went through. The one thing that was, you know, above all the jokes that was glaring to me was that I'm allergic to, I can't talk. Let the liquor tell it.
Side effects.
I'm allergic to shellfish. So now, I was already on the fence and leaning towards not getting it, but now I'm terrified because I'm allergic to shellfish. So I'm gonna have to really make sure I consult with my my doctor to see if this is even a viable option for me. You know what I mean? So it's bringing about more questions than answers for me, plain and simple.
Yeah, I get
Yeah,
you.
personally, I think that there there are a lot of side effects, and I mean, like, I don't know exactly the case by case basis and how exactly many there were with these side effects. I believe they ran the first trial with some 40,000 people. So I'll have to get more information on that, but um, to find out exactly how many of these people had these side effects. But I think it's something that me personally, I've had a bit of a change of heart as I've learned more about the vaccine. There's that tantalizing sort of idea of quote unquote getting our life back and having the opportunity to go travel outside the country or go to a sporting event, go to the movies again. I think that once we get to a certain point and the vaccine is shown to be continually effective and also effective and also not causing as many side effects, I think I will get it. I definitely don't want to be one of the first people to get it, obviously, because they're still figuring some things out. I'm not going to be a guinea pig. But I think that if we have the opportunity to take it in a few months, I think I will take it. But I need to know as much information as I can about it before I do that. Also, I've been reading, and they were saying that a lot of sporting events, flights, they're going to require, or they may begin to require you to have a digital certificate showing that you have been vaccinated. So that kind of throws a little bit of a monkey wrench into things too, because there are going to be a lot of people taking it and a lot of people able to do certain things, and it's going to be very enticing to take it just so you can sort of get your life back, like I was saying before. So I'm more open-minded now than I was a few weeks ago. I will say that. I'm not totally against it, but I do have questions, but I think my questions are starting to be answered a little bit. And I will retweet the article that I read earlier today too, that sort of dealt with a lot of the questions, and they were answered by doctors. So the article made me feel a little bit better.
That was enlightening.
I'm still a little bit hesitant though.
Yeah, that was enlightening to me, JD, and the fact that you did your opinion has evolved.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm never going to be the person who's going to be like, yeah, this is what I said 4 weeks ago. Darn it, this is what I'm going to say now. Like, no, my ideas are changing.
You're wrong.
Now that guy, he got some issues, man. He shouldn't have been first in line. He was trying to get that. He was trying to get that 300 body and got 300 bumps instead.
Unbustable bumps at that. Can't bust those. That dude.
For me, I'm in the same boat with Jeff because I have the craziest peanut allergy. I have 2 EpiPens here, and I just had a major breakout like a year ago. I look like Will Smith from Hitch. Back on
2 pens.
Man, it was that bad. I left work. Like I took 2 bites of this food they had for Thanksgiving, man, and it was canceled Christmas for me. So I was looking like Martin from that Tommy Hitman Hearns episode.
You like the Kid Hitman.
Yeah. So knowing that if you have major allergies and peanuts can kill me. So if knowing that easily could take me out the game right now. So it's one of those things where I have to talk to my personal doctor to find out, the ills and wills and things of that nature. But what JD was talking about, that digital certificate, I got those in the bag already, people. So come holler to get your DCs at me. All right,
hey, man. Wait a minute. This dude had vaccine certificates before the vaccine dropped.
Hey, if y'all know what I do for a living in IT, I do a little stuff on the side. So
why are you even saying this on the air?
I didn't say nothing. I just said I got some DCs for y'all.
Hey, man.
Don't worry about that. Hey, just get at me in the chat. If y'all want that and y'all want to fly, I got y'all.
You would think that was promoting Jordan 11s, the new 11s that came out.
Concords.
Yeah, the way
Get
he
at me.
put that out there. You know?
Yeah, for real. You know, you want to print it. You can have it. You can have that way. You can have it digital. I can put in your iPhone. You know, Jeff still uses his Microsoft thing from 2007.
Yeah, my Zoom. Shout out to all the people who had a Zoom instead of an iPod.
Yeah, so
Microsoft Life.
Just letting people know if you don't want to take that vaccine, I got y'all.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Hey, I know for the sake of time, we got to wrap it up soon, but I had a quick question in regards to the vaccination. Jeff, would you trust a doctor's opinion knowing that they prosper from advocating prescription drugs?
That's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. That's a very slippery slope. I'll put it like this. I trust my doctor. I have a good relationship with my doctor. So I do trust my doctor's opinion. I mean, I don't know if that, pardon me, answers the question. A doctor versus my doctor.
Right.
But my biggest reservation is this. The fact that, because I've gotten vaccines before. Like, for example, 2 years ago, I was talking to my doctor and I came to a realization that I had never got the chickenpox vaccine when I was little. I thought I had it, never had it. As you all know, if you get it when you're an adult, it could become shingles and you can die from it. So I got the shingles vaccine. My biggest reservation, to be honest with you all, as it relates to the COVID-19 vaccine, is that the fact that it was rushed. And it had to be rushed for obvious reasons. But that's the reservation I have, the fact that it was rushed and we're all, I mean, they obviously had test trials and stuff like that, but not as much as a normal vaccine would have. So I feel like we're kind of all guinea pigs. But that's my reservation. I'm kind of lightening my stance too. But the fact that it was rushed just gives me some hesitation about it. So we'll see. I'm gonna talk to my doctor. Got my annual physical coming up in January, and just proceed from there and see what happens.
Got you, JD. Yeah, you mentioned as time progresses, you feel more comfortable about eventually taking the vaccination. We all know that the first person on record that took the vaccination is an actual nurse who happens to be African American, and they're using her face to represent the vaccination. Is that the reason why you feel more comfortable as time goes on? Is because you see someone that looks like you, that looks like us, taking this vaccination and being an advocate for it?
No, not necessarily. I know that does, I guess that does help. I know that the doctor, one of the key doctors in researching and the development of this was also African American. Right. I don't know why I'm saying African American. I always say black. Was black. So I think that was very positive. That was one thing that Dr. Fauci said in trying to sort of, I guess, sell the vaccine to black folks. But yeah, I mean, it didn't hurt. I'll put it like that. It didn't hurt.
Yeah, I got you.
It's not something that made me sort of change my mind. I'm very analytical when it comes to stuff like that. I like to do my research on pretty much everything, and the research that I have been doing has been changing my mind.
Got you. And the last thing I want to say real quick is that I've read that people believe that there might even actually be a chip inside the vaccination that they're putting inside of people. So
that's fine. We all got cell phones. I'm not worried about no chip. We all got cell phones. We all chipped up anyway. So
yeah, is it a flaming hot?
Huh?
Is it a flaming hot?
Oh, if it's a flaming hot, I'm all in, or a Funyun.
Ooh. So not no pork rinds though. No. See, you keep trying to get me to fall for some bait, man. Sure, no, hey, we running straight on time. We're gonna get to this fun clip, and then we're gonna just give a quick fire rapid response to what's happening with our fun story for this week, and we're gonna wrap it up. All
right. So real fast here, the primates are having problems in COVID season.
Primate problems. Okay, I got you.
Monkey bit.
Live science. In one of the more unusual incidents being attributed to the new coronavirus outbreak, a turf war between dozens of street monkeys and temple monkeys broke out in Thailand's historic city of Lapura on Thursday, March 12th, and it's been going on all year. According to the city residents, The fury fracas likely resulted from a sharp dip in tourism to the 800-year-old city and thus a dip in free food offerings to thousands of local monkeys. Thousands of crab-eating macacas live in Lapur in the nearby Pra Prang Seng Yat Temple complex, which dates back to the 13th century. Both groups are used to being fed human food by the hundreds of tourists who visit the site every day. The city even hosts an annual monkey buffet festival, where visitors construct elaborate towers of fruits and vegetables for the temple monkeys to feast on. But with tourism to the area down, even the macacas are feeling the squeeze. On Thursday, the gang of dozens of invading temple monkeys entered the town in search of food, eventually brawling the street with the town local monkey population. What were they squabbling over? A single yogurt cup. A fight stopped traffic for 10 minutes as paws flew from screeches filled the air. I haven't seen a fight like this for many years, and I can't remember, one local told the news site. Normally, the fights involve 5 to 10 monkeys. About 39 million tourists visit Thailand last year. More than 10 million of tourists were Chinese. Ongoing travel bans in China have seriously hampered Thailand's tourist industry.
So, fellas, the monkey's going out of control here, man. They fight over yogurt.
Hey, real quick, 10 seconds per person. All I'm going to say is monkey see, monkey do.
One monkey don't stop no show.
Got you.
Shout out to all the monkeys that are monks. Keeping it composure, not fighting over yogurt. There's some monkeys out there.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. We appreciate it. All right. Thank you for that story, that dude. Thank you all for tuning in to another episode. Be sure to follow us on social media by searching for Jump Off Live, and we'll see y'all next week. Peace and love.
Jump off.